Hello students, how are you? So in the previous video of the chapter respiration in organism, we were discussing about the mechanism of breathing, okay, and how the diaphragms and the rib cage, they result in the inhalation and exhalation of air. I told you the various movements about the different types of movements, what is it is inward, contraction, relaxation of the diaphragm, how do they change, how do they increase or decrease the volume of the cavity, chest cavity, so that more air can be accumulated, and decreases so that the extra air can be released out. This one what we discussed it in the mechanism of breathing. Okay, then I also told you about the sneezing. Why the sneezing occurs? I told you that because there are some unwanted foreign particles in the surroundings, in the environment, that results when they go inside with the help of air. When we take in the air, or we can say when we inhale the air, those unwanted foreign particles go inside the nasal passage, can reach the trachea, windpipe also, and they causes irritation. Okay, because of that irritation that is caused, this result in the sneezing. And sneezing is quite useful to us. Why? Because sneezing removes those unwanted microorganism, you can say, or whatever the pollutants that has been entered in the body, they exit out with the help of sneezing. Okay, so this was what we discussed about, and we discussed about then normal breathing, that breathing in and breathing out. Normal breathing in, okay, the rib cage comes outward and the diaphragm also contracts, so that it increases the cavity, it increases the volume of the chest cavity, and the air gets inside. Secondly, when we breathe out, it is normal breathing. When we breathe out, what happens? During that time, the ribs go back to their normal position, and the diaphragm also comes back to its normal position, thus decreasing the cavity, or you can say the air cavity present in the chest or lungs. Okay, so this was about the normal breathing in respiration in organism. So in the today's video, now we will be starting what do we breathe out. Okay, means basically we will be discussing the composition of the air that is inhaled and exhaled. Let's talk about the inhaled air. When we inhale the air, it contains 21% of oxygen. Not 21% of why oxygen? Because it is present in the environment in 21%. You might have studied that pie chart, okay, which shows the composition of gases in the environment. So it shows that 21% is oxygen, okay, and then the nitrogen is maximum, okay, and carbon dioxide is 0.03%. So in the inhaled air, the oxygen, it contains 21% oxygen. It is more oxygen than exhaled air. How? Because exhaled air contains 16% oxygen. So definitely it is less oxygen than inhaled air. Okay, carbon dioxide in inhaled air is 0.03%. Okay, only 0.03% is present carbon dioxide. That is less carbon dioxide than exhaled air. Whereas the exhaled air, it contains about 4% of carbon dioxide. It is more carbon dioxide than inhaled air. Okay, so how does this volume, or you can say this percentage, increases, or the percentage of oxygen decreases? See, when we inhale the air, it contains 21% oxygen. Now this oxygen has to be transported back to the tissues. Now when it will be transported to the tissues, so definitely the amount of oxygen in the blood will decrease, and the amount that will, the air that will come out, it will have less amount of oxygen. Okay, so definitely the exhaled air will have less amount of oxygen. On the other hand, if we talk about carbon dioxide, it contains 0.03% during the inhaled air, means it is less. But when the blood will reach to the tissues or the cells, you can say, then it will also, while giving the oxygen to the cells, it will take the carbon dioxide from the cell. So it increases the amount of carbon dioxide in the blood. Okay, so it contains about 4%. So you can see comparison, 0.03% was in the inhaled air, and when we exhale that air, it is 4% carbon dioxide. And that's why when we exhale the air, it is quite warm in temperature. Why it is warm in temperature? Because of that carbon dioxide also. Okay, carbon dioxide is the main gas, and it is so that exhaled air also contains 16% oxygen, but that 4% carbon dioxide is now more, okay, than the 0.03% carbon dioxide than the inhaled air. Then we talk about water vapors. Water vapor there are less water vapor in the inhaled air, whereas the exhaled air contains more water vapor. So this is the, you can say, composition, or we can say what do we breathe out, that is about oxygen, carbon dioxide and water vapor. Now the next topic is breathing in other organisms. Many animals have just cavities in their bodies just like human beings, for example lions, elephants, goats, cows, snakes and birds. For the cavities means where the air can be stored, okay, for example lungs. So many animals just have cavities in the bodies like human beings. First is that we are going to discuss organism is the cockroach, breathing in cockroach, okay. Many insects like cockroaches have small openings called spiracles present on the side of the bodies. Also, they have an air tube like structure called trachea that allows the exchange of gases in these insects. Okay. So, insects like cockroaches, what do they have? They have small openings called spiracles present on the sides of the bodies. Secondly, they have air tube like structure. It is called trachea. So, these two words are important when we are discussing about cockroach, that the spiracles and the trachea. Trachea, it allows the exchange of the gases in the insects. The air enters the body through the spiracles and diffuses in the cells via trachea. So, if you say that trachea is the most important part, yes, because the air that is exchanged is at the tracheal level. And similarly, the air from the cells enters the trachea and move out of the body through spiracles. Means the fresh air, it is inhaled, or we can say the process is inhaling, taking in the air through the spiracles. Then with the help of trachea that it reaches the cells. Then the, you can say the exhaled air, or you can say the waste air from the cells, it again is transported to trachea, and from trachea it goes on to spiracles, and the spiracles helps the exhaled air to be removed out of the body. Okay. So, this is the breathing in cockroaches. What do they have? They have spiracles that are present on the sides of the body. They have an air tube like structures. That air tube like structure are called trachea. Air enters the body through spiracles and diffuses in the cells via trachea, and the air from the cells enter the trachea and moves out of the body through spiracles. Now, you can see the respiratory system of the cockroach, the spiracles that are shown at the side of the bodies, okay, and then there are air sacs. So, the spiracles, from the spiracles the air reaches to the air sacs, and then it goes on to the tracheal tubes. You can see the tracheal tubes, they are all around the body, and the tracheal tubes helps that air to be reached to the different types of cells. Okay. Next is breathing in earthworms. Earthworms have a soft, slimy and moist skin. Okay, slimy skin is present, so that is why it is said that it have a soft, slimy and moist skin. Hence, the gases can easily pass in and out of the earthworm through skin. Similarly, frogs also have a slippery and moist skin that can help in breathing. However, frogs contains lungs too, because we are discussing about the amphibia. So, whenever it is in the water, it cannot breathe through the lungs. So, there it respires through the moist skin, but when on the land, it can respire through the lungs. Okay. So, in the earthworm they have a soft, slimy and moist skin, and because of this type of skin, the gases can easily pass in and out of the earthworm through its skin. Okay. For example, if you see the diagram, it is shown that oxygen is entering in the body through the skin and carbon dioxide is also exiting the body from the skin. Next one is breathing under water, means the organism that live inside the water, how do they breathe? Animals that live underwater have special respiratory organs called gills. They are a comb-like structure present on the skin of these animals. Okay, gills are, these are comb-like structures present on the skin of these animals. Gills allow the exchange of gases between the animals and water easily. So, what do they allow? They allow the exchange of the gases, because living in the water, they also need oxygen for various activities that are going inside their body. Some animals are called amphibians that can breathe on land by lungs and through moist skin underwater, that we discussed about the frogs and the toads. Okay, so they have to, I just we told you that frogs have lungs also, and they moist skin also for the exchange of gases. Okay, so amphibians, amphi means dual, so they can breathe on land also and lung and in water also. On the land they can breathe by lungs, and in the water they can breathe through moist skin. But mostly animals that are living underwater, they have special respiratory organs that are called gills. Okay, so example, the fishes, they live inside the water, so you can see that the gills are present, and the gills, they help in the exchange of water and the gases inside the water, so that the fishes can live inside the water also, or you can say the process of respiration can occur inside the bodies, because they also need oxygen for the breakdown of the food. Okay, so this one was about the breathing in other organisms. Okay, in the next video, students, we will be discussing about some topics, how the respiration takes place in the plants. Okay, till then, students, you keep studying, take care of yourselves, and have a nice day.